The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. It's a multi-billion-dollar project and more. For China, it is a geopolitical game-changer, the biggest success story of Chinese expansionism. For Pakistan, it's a lifetime opportunity, its last chance for economic survival. For the last 6 months, this project has been both a source of interest and concern. There has been a global debate over its potential and problems. Time and again on this show, we've told you how the CPEC is not the magic dust that will make Pakistan's problems disappear. We've told you about China's hidden intentions and how they outweigh all the potential benefits to the host country. Well, tonight we shall go beyond the statistics and the figures. Tonight, let me show you the big picture, how Pakistan is mortgaging its sovereignty to China and how Pakistanis are rising in protest. What you see on your screen is the image of a man called Lieutenant Colonel Imran Qasim, a Pakistani Army officer in charge of the 27th Wing of the Pakistan Army's Special Security Division. He operates from Bahawalpur in Pakistan's Punjab province. Recently, the colonel wrote a letter to his seniors. This is very interesting. Listen carefully. The letter has now been leaked. It talks about a scuffle between Chinese laborers and Pakistani soldiers. This, I understand, happened on the 21st of July, and I'm quoting from the letter. A protection party of 6 Pakistani army soldiers was looking after the security of 4 Chinese laborers. This group also had 2 Chinese civilians. That makes them a total of 12. They were working on the CPEC's main line that links Karachi and Peshawar. Now, the leader of this team insisted on moving to the next project site, but he wanted to leave 1 Chinese laborer behind. The Pakistani soldiers did not agree to this plan. They did not want to leave 1 Chinese man behind. Plus, there was no translator present. So the Pakistani army representative, a man called Havaldar Asadullah, decided to ask his seniors. He wanted to call the military camp to get permission. But before he could make this call, the Havaldar was assaulted, believe it or not. He was hit on his head twice. And soon the other Chinese laborers present there also joined. It turned into an all-out scuffle. The entire episode was detailed in the letter by Lieutenant Colonel Imran Qasim. Well, what did his seniors do about this letter? They pushed it under the carpet. The Army High Command ordered the soldiers to disengage and to avoid any such physical altercations in the future. The question is why? The answer is China. The rank and file of the Pakistan Army has one standing instruction: do not confront the Chinese. No matter how much they provoke, no matter how lawless the Chinese workers are, do not confront them. And that's saying a lot, because the Chinese working in Pakistan often behave like they own that country. Perhaps they do. Let me show you another example. This is a video from 2018. These are Chinese engineers thrashing Pakistani policemen. Policemen taking a beating. What made the Chinese so angry? Similar story. They were being barred from leaving their camps without a security squad, so they beat up the men responsible for their safety. That is quite something, isn't it? Now look at this image. A Chinese engineer decided to stand on the bonnet of a police vehicle printed with the flag of Pakistan. You know what they say about a picture speaking 1,000 words? This one lays bare the truth about CPEC, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Now, if you're wondering why these engineers are so aggressive, I have the answer. You see, most of the CPEC workers based in Pakistan, including engineers, are linked to the Chinese military. They're all trained in martial arts and in weapon handling. And they're perhaps spoiling for a fight, especially when they know that the other side is under orders to not hit back. By the way, the Chinese are not the only friends beating up the Pakistanis. The story gets more interesting. The Saudis are hitting the Pakistanis hard too. Saudi Arabia has turned off the oil tap for Pakistan. This was the oil on loan that was being given to Pakistan. It's a bit complicated, like most of Pakistan's relationships, but I'll try to explain. In 2018, Pakistan got $6.2 billion in loan from Saudi Arabia. Out of this, $3 billion was in cash. The remaining $3.2 billion was in oil. Saudi Arabia was to give Pakistan oil on loan, oil worth $3.2 billion. The provision expired 2 months ago and Riyadh has decided to not renew it. Well, that's not all. Last week we told you that Saudi Arabia has also forced Pakistan to pay back $1 billion from the cash loan. Clearly, Saudi Arabia is mighty upset with the Pakistani Prime Minister and his endless obsession with Kashmir. So the obvious question, has Imran Khan learned any lessons yet? He's being shunned by the Arabs. So what does he do? Reaches out to Turkey, the wannabe torchbearer of the Islamic world. And the result is this. Pakistan has a new visitor from Turkey, Ambassador Volkan Bozkir. He is the President-elect of the United Nations General Assembly. He landed in Islamabad this evening. He was received by the Pakistan Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi himself. Ambassador Bozkir then held extensive talks with the Pakistan Foreign Ministry officials and went to meet Prime Minister Imran Khan. What does Pakistan want from him? A statement on Kashmir. The Pakistan Foreign Ministry said that Prime Minister Imran Khan briefed him about the quote-unquote serious situation in Kashmir, an issue that was on the agenda of the UN Security Council for over 7 decades. Well, why did he put up with this charade in Pakistan? The Turkish man. All we know at the moment is that the President-elect of the United Nations General Assembly happens to be from Turkey. He was born in Turkey, raised in Turkey, has served the Turkish government, both as a diplomat and a negotiator. And he is now going to be the President of the 75th General Assembly of the United Nations. He is currently in Pakistan. We shall not comment on his professionalism right now. We shall wait and see, keeping our expectations reasonable.